Morning First Alert Weather Show is brought to you by Sam Bernstein Law.
Good Thursday morning, Mid-Michigan. I'm First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro with your First Alert morning weather show, giving you another update on the forecast here as we are tracking some more wet weather for Mid-Michigan. After all of this dampness here that we've had and that we're going to continue to have with our next round of rain, we are tracking a cooler weekend. So that's also one thing. We've been used to more of the 40s here pretty much for the last week, but as we go into the weekend, we are going to see the 40s coming to an end for a little while. Let me get you out the door right now because, again, we are tracking some rainfall here in the forecast. So first I'll take you over to the First Alert Pinpoint Doppler. So that's the radar. Now I know it is showing actually as rain over Flint and Fenton and Perry. That rainfall still has not totally reached the ground just yet in some of those areas. So I've been looking at some of the ground reports and at least the latest ground reports that we have coming from even the Howell area, which is just south of Flint. That, at least in Howell, is starting to report rain, but it is still on the way to those areas. Let me go over to a live look in downtown Flint, too, so that's across the bricks. Certainly you can tell it looks like it wants to rain there. Those skies are getting a bit darker, and that's really just what we're going to continue to track here as we head towards lunchtime. There's US 10, also still a little bit foggy there on US 10, and also a little bit of fog even in the Birch Run area too. But let me go back over to downtown Flint again because you can see rain not quite falling there just yet, but as we move back over to the radar, that rainfall is really just right on its way here. I'll move the radar a little bit to the south here, and we'll even zoom in closer so you can see much more of a widespread rain that's already falling between Lansing and Williamston and Howell and Brighton. So that's what's heading towards us here for the late morning. So if you have any lunch plans, say around Perry or Flint or even Davison, you'll definitely want to make sure that you have the rain gear ready to go for your lunch plans. Now this is actually the first of two different rounds of rain that we're tracking in the forecast over the next 24 hours. So let me take you to the hour by hour. And first, this is more of a zoomed in look on the hour by hour. Let me back this up just a little bit. So this is regarding that rain that's starting to move in right now. So you see a lot of those southern areas. So Grand Blanc or Metamora or Lapeer are also included within this. This rain will be lifting in from the south as we go throughout the next hour and a half, essentially. That right there on your screen is noon, and even as we go forward towards about 1 or even 2 this afternoon, notice some of that rain especially picking up. Some pockets of some more moderate or heavy rain are possible too around Lapeer and Emily City and Brown City. And this also goes for the thumb. So even up into the thumb during this early afternoon, you're likely going to see some of these showers moving across your area. Even by 4 o'clock, area like Bad Axe or Port Hope or Harbor Beach likely to still see some rain falling too. But I'll zoom you back out and we'll go ahead and actually fast forward over to the evening. So first, after these showers move through that we currently have to our south, we do expect kind of a pause here at about 5 or 6 o'clock. So right around dinner time for your evening commute too, we actually will have a little bit of a lull in any of this rainfall. The second round of rain will be picking up later on in the evening after about 9 or 10 o'clock, and then more of these showers will go into tonight. And this rain is going to also have that same sort of motion from south to north. So here we are at about even 4 in the morning tomorrow. And even though the hour by hour does show some of the rain breaking up, I do think that we will have some fairly steady showers pretty much anywhere between Houghton Lake, Saginaw, and Sandusky, and even Flint. You'll still be able to see a little bit of rain during the overnight here too. But really the big takeaway with this is that your Friday morning commute, that is going to have more wet roadways. The bus stops are going to be damp tomorrow morning too, so your students will definitely want some rain gear as they're heading out the door. But we actually do see that rain tomorrow kind of just focused on the morning, because by about 9 or 10 in the morning, it's already starting to clear to our north, and then we do fall into a bit of a period of some drier weather right through the middle of Friday. So lunchtime will even be a bit drier than the morning. And then eventually behind all of this, we do have some isolated snow showers that start to pick up for the evening and then going into tomorrow night. And these isolated snow showers will take us into Saturday, even though really only expecting a few flurries on Saturday. It's more so the cold weather that follows that up that takes us into the weekend. So here's that rain predictor. First Alert rain predictor is showing anywhere from about a quarter to a half of an inch. I certainly think a half of an inch of rain is possible in some of the heaviest areas. So that could be Grand Blanc or Lapeer. And then also our northern counties where we're most likely to see a majority of that rain falling early tomorrow morning. So an area like West Branch or Oscoda, I think you could also exceed half of an inch of rainfall from both of these rounds that we pick up from this morning and then as we go into tonight as well. Certainly still sticking with some damp weather in the forecast, and this rain is just going to lead to some more standing water as well, because one thing to keep in mind is that a lot of the ground is still pretty frozen. Even with these warm temps recently, if anything has thawed, it's sort of just that real kind of upper layer, maybe the first inch or so of the ground. So behind that or underneath that, there's still quite a bit of frost. So the rain hasn't been able to really soak into the ground very well, which is why you are seeing some standing water a little bit easier. So this rain tonight is still just going to kind of lead to that a little bit more. But after this, we do have more so just snow showers in the forecast by the upcoming weekend, and that is mainly on Sunday as well. Let me take you over to the 7-day, and you'll see this here on the 7-day, how we have some scattered snow showers on Sunday. Still looks to be pretty light as of right now. And with all the warm weather that we've had recently too, it is basically a clean slate. It's a complete fresh start for any sort of snow accumulation. And I do think that with the warmth recently too, at least any initial snow may struggle to stick a little bit as well. And if any snow showers are really able to persist on Sunday, they'll likely end up being able to bring perhaps a very light dusting or a coating, especially if your car is parked outside. Right now, I wouldn't expect any major road issues on Sunday, especially given the fact that temps will reach just above freezing. Road salt will be very effective on Sunday as well. But the forecast certainly is turning cooler, though, by the weekend. So you see the 40s coming to an end. We're back to the mid-30s this weekend, low 30s to start next week, too. So early next week should actually be somewhat cold compared to what we've had recently with all the 40s. And then we should see temps slowly trying to rebound again by Wednesday and then late week next week as well. So not quite as cold as that blast of Arctic air was back in January, but still some 30s are still on the table, and actually for this time of year, the normal high is 33. So it is going to be kind of a normal weekend by February standards for mid-Michigan. But as we go into the weekend, so again, still tracking that chance of snow showers here. Other than some of those snow showers and the cooler temps, it is still somewhat of a quiet weekend. I do have an early look, though, at your weekend planner, and then we'll take a sneak peek of the hour by hour as well for those Sunday snow showers in just a little bit. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back from the break, we'll take a look at that. All right, welcome back from that break. So as we go into the weekend, we are tracking those cooler temperatures, and we are tracking some scattered light snow showers in the forecast as well. So if you already are starting to make some of those weekend plans, these will be a couple of things to keep in mind here in the forecast. And also, before we dive into the weekend planner, just wanted to say good morning to Cherry Hetrick here on the Facebook live stream. Also Caleb from Adrian. Good morning to you guys. Hope that you guys are having a great Thursday so far. So let's take a look at this weekend planner. Actually, let me just pull down a couple of those graphics real quick just so you can see the wind for Sunday. So Sunday, we do have that slightly better chance of snow showers. still expected to be light snow showers more or less, and we do have a north-northwest wind gusting to about 20 miles per hour. So a little bit breezy at times, especially on Sunday, but given more of the north and northwest wind components that we have there, that's what's giving us those cooler temperatures for the upcoming weekend. So back to the 30s, kind of a reality check again for us, at least for this time of year. But as far as Saturday goes, that still looks to be a pretty quiet day. So if you do have any plans on Saturday, you may have a couple of flurries around from time to time, but if anything, really it's just going to be more of a mostly cloudy day. But you see those highs only reaching up to the mid-30s. I'd say about 36 at the most on Saturday. But temps do kind of stay steady throughout much of the daytime too. So you start off at 32 at 8 in the morning. You're up to about 34 by 4 in the afternoon, and again, could reach about 36 even by about, say, 3 o'clock. And then once we go into Saturday night, that's where you see those temps starting to dip down to the 20s. I think we will have more lows in the mid-20s by Saturday night. So then Sunday morning, we'll see those temps steadily rising back up towards freezing, but only really just above freezing at about 33 on Sunday afternoon. And you see where that chance of snow showers starts to pick up a little bit more on our Sunday. Certainly, again, not expecting anything too heavy out of this here, but you will definitely see some snow falling from time to time later on in the weekend. So here's that first alert hour by hour. Let me fast forward this up to Sunday. This is even in the middle of Saturday night. A few flurries may be trying to move through. But notice this here, how we're already on the back side of this rotation. So the center of this storm system is more to our east over Ontario or western New York. That's where the majority of the snow from that system is going to be falling to. But you see how some of these snow showers here definitely do pick up across the TV5 area. But with those lighter blues there, that is indicating a lighter rate of snowfall across our area here. So as I was mentioning before the break, just with the warmer weather we've had recently, kind of just barely sort of thawing out that very top layer of ground, I think it is possible that we could see accumulations at least initially sort of struggling here. But this does look to be a system that if it holds together just right, we can maybe pick up just a fresh dusting or a fresh coating of snow by the end of the weekend. But if you do have any travel plans on Sunday, not really expecting major road issues there, simply just because temps will still reach 33 and they're starting off in the upper 20s in the morning. So any road treatments or road salt that'll be put down, that'll work very effectively in those temperatures too. That's the latest that we have for you here in the forecast for this First Alert Weather Show. Again, really the big takeaway is just after more wet weather today, after some more rain, we're going to have the cooler temps with 30s and a few of those snow showers moving in by this weekend. Well, be sure to tune in to TV5 News at noon. That's on air on WNEM. First Alert meteorologist Diane Phillips will have another look at the forecast, and she'll also have the radar for more of this rain as it keeps moving in towards Flint. And then we also have First Alert meteorologist Stone Schaefer. He'll be here doing another First Alert weather show at 2 this afternoon on the live stream channels, and he'll also have another look at the radar and some of that rain that we're tracking too. So be sure to tune into them and to get another update on the forecast as we go into the afternoon. But in the meantime, hope that you have a great rest of your morning and stay dry out there as well.